It's going to be a TVP on Shattered Temple. Standard play, just judging by how open this map is. I'm guessing we're probably going to see Bio Vikings against some kind of Colossus play, but I have no idea what Spinmove's got in store, and likewise I have no idea what Sword and Shield has got in plans. So they're spawning close by air. Sword and Shield spawning as the blue Terran in the 9 o'clock position, and we're going to have Spinmove spawning at the 6 o'clock position, and he just informed us that he woke up 3 minutes ago, so he may not be as fresh. If we look at the APM tab, obviously there's really no tapping that's being engaged by APM anymore, but he is on the ball with 40 APM right now. Good morning coming out as it's 2 p.m. over here in Saskatchewan. I'm not sure what time it is in Colorado. Probably somewhere around the same time. But, yeah. So no scouting coming from Sword and Shield quite yet. He's building a supply depot in an odd position, but can be good to scout anything that may come in here with any drop play. Drop play is obviously becoming a lot more potent here from the Protoss since those warp prisms were buffed. So Spinmove throwing down his gateway. That's going to be a 12 gateway. I usually opt to go for a 13 gate and then, of course, gas right after that. But he's going for a little bit earlier of a gateway. Spinmove's just about to scout to the north position, the 12 o'clock. And, of course, he's going to run by this SCV, and they're probably going to high-five. Are they going to touch? Yeah, they kissed. SCVs, of course, are mechanical, and so are probes. So that is fine, guys. No bad shenanigans going on here. Both are mechanical. It is okay. Of course, I don't quite understand how SCVs tend to be biological and mechanical. What? So this just tells you that we are going to have cyborgs coming in the next few years. Okay, Barracks just finishes. The Marine is coming out, and good timing on that orbital command. As soon as that Barracks finished, that it was beginning to morph. And interestingly enough, because the Barracks was extended by 5 seconds for build time, it threw off the timing for the orbital command. A lot of players right now have been choosing to get that 16th SCV before they get the orbital command. But that's not what Sword and Shield did. He's going for a 1-Rax fast expand. I love this build against Protoss. It is what I choose to do. And Spinmove likely, if he can see this, will be going for a 1-gate fast expand. That's becoming the dominant build in Masters and Grandmasters play. Or he may opt to go for the more safe 3-gate expansion. But we'll have to wait and see. Chrono Boost is coming out on the Stalker to get rid of the SCV. Tech cannot be planted down until that SCV is gone. And of course, Chrono Boost on the Warp Gate technology as well. 2 Marines and an SCV that's about to build a bunker here. Sword and Shield does not want any aggression coming towards him right now. He's going to bunker up this high ground and probably use this command center to build a few SCVs until he can get a good idea of what Spinmove is doing. Spinmove getting slightly supply blocked here. That is not good. He's 26 out of 26. Actually, both players are supply blocked. Spinmove not throwing down that pylon, did choose to throw down the Nexus instead. And yeah, his opponent here, Sword and Shield, is just finishing up that extra supply depot now, going up right beside his gas. As the command center is finishing, he is just taking his first and second gas. Very common here. We'll have to see what he does with that first 100 gas, if he's going to get stim or if he's going to drop down a factory. Judging by 3 barracks and not 4, I'm expecting to see a factory. Engineering bay going down, he may be suspecting some kind of DT play, but you need to get that first turret or first scan available by about 7 minutes. Whoops, clicked the wrong area there. Yeah, you want to have that detection by around 7 minutes just to be safe. He's not saving up any scans. He did drop the double mule, and as I expected, he's just rallying his SCVs over here from both command centers. He's not fully saturated yet, so there is really no benefit to dropping this orbital command down in your natural. It's just not effective until you know you can saturate 1 base plus more. SCV did sneak in. How did that happen? Where is the Stalker? The Stalkers are actually at the Zelnaga Watchtower, and that's a big blunder there from Spinmove. So now the the Terran is going to have complete knowledge of what's going on. The Stalkers do come in and take out that SCV, but now Sword and Shield's in a very good position. He knows exactly what's coming. Concussive Shell is actually being produced or researched first, and once again he is supply blocked. The supply depot is just about to finish, but that's the second or third time this game, and that's going to throw him a little bit behind if his opponent Spinmove is not getting supply blocked. But of course we did see him get the one time right when he put up that Nexus. Floating the command center down now. He's probably going to transfer some of these SCVs as he's going to be just about fully saturated. He is, and a factory is coming down now. And he probably will research Stim as soon as this finishes. Go Gadget Stim. So yeah, Spinmove here actually destroying the destructible rocks here, looking to maybe take a third. That's going to be a very fast third. He's only got 5 gates up. He has no tech. And yeah, I don't really know if he's going for maybe a completely gateway heavy army. That third base could be effective if he's not going to get a lot of the upgrades. Of course, the Forge is done, but no upgrades coming from that yet. Probe just about gets taken out by this Marine from the Zelnaga Watchtower, but he is going to get away safely. Poor little Proby. And we've got a small task force here coming out from Sword and Shield, looking to put on some pressure, maybe just take control of that Zelnaga Watchtower. Maybe because he knows that there was just a Marine here, he's thinking Spinmove might push out and try to take control of that Zelnaga Watchtower. And if that's the case, he's going to be ready. Stim is on the way. It's about 40% done, and +1 attack is just finishing. Does he have an armory? I don't believe so. No armory, but he's just going to be researching armor right after. Sword and Shield throwing out a couple Marines here to scout, and it looks like Spinmove is gearing up to take a very fast third. If you are going to do this type of play, you want to have your third constructing by around 10 or 11 minutes. As if you have constant probe production, you will be fully saturated and ready to saturate a third base by around that time. And it looks like he is almost fully saturated already. He hasn't taken his 4th gas. He's just doing that now. But once he does, he will be fully saturated, as he is cut probe production at this moment while he's getting his Twilight Council and his Protoss Ground Armor level 1 upgraded. Twilight Council's finished, so he can get armor level 2. Of course, armor is the probably the best decision against the Terran player that's going bio. It really reduces the Marauders and the Marines' damage that they do against the Zealots. And that's just so effective, especially if you've got a sentry-heavy army, when you can force field and put up Guardian Shields to reduce damage taken even more. Very ballsy Marine here without combat shield. Only has his 45 life compared to 55. He's going to get slaughtered, but he is going to get to see the army. He sees a lot of sentries, some Zealots, and a couple Stalkers, so I think he knows kind of what the Protoss is doing. He's gearing up for a drop here. He's got 3 Marauders and looks like 10 Marines here. And he needs to get that drop going. It looked like he was going to put a little bit of pressure on at the front and then drop in the back, but nothing as of yet. The command center is just finishing. He's probably going to morph that into an orbital and then fly it up here, but he hasn't killed off these rocks yet, so he's not going to be able to transfer any SCVs. Looking at the units tab, we've got 51 probes to 51 SCVs tied up now, and Spinmove's base is just finishing around the 12-minute mark. That is perfect. He's now able to transfer these probes and get his mining up even more efficient. If we look at the income tab, 53 harvesters, but the Terran is going to have that mineral boost because of those mules. Damn you, Terran, and your mules. What am I saying? I'm Terran. Yeah, go Terran. Okay, the drop is on the way, sort of, kind of. I think he's been really hesitant with this. He really needs to make use of it. The Protoss army is completely out of position, and the warp gates are on cooldown, so this would be the perfect time to drop, and here it comes. He's going to be able to take out this first pylon. He's waiting to stim his units until all of them have popped out, but he gave them a command before the units finished unloading, so they're not all here. A couple more get dropped out. This refinery is going to go down, and it looks like he's going to do a double-pronged attack here while he's dropping at the back. He's going to go and attack at the front. Spinmove knows this is coming, so he keeps his units in the front, and Spinmove deterred this very well. Looking at the units lost tab, very even. He did not lose very much compared to that drop, but it's coming in again. High Templars are here feedbacking the medevacs, but it just barely didn't kill it. So, yeah, kind of a waste of energy, but not too bad. And this drop is going to be very fearful now because Spinmove knows that he's got to get something up in this corner to spot or defend, and the drop is coming back. Oh no, he's putting up more gateways. He's got a lot more gateways on cooldown so that if something does come, he can warp in really quickly, but he's got no pylons in this area, and just as I'm saying that, he's going to rectify that issue. So Sword and Shield actually opting to take the gold. He feels he's in a very good position. He has map control, and he's going to take that that gold to give him 3.5 bases instead of the regular 3 bases you'd get. Of course, now you don't need as many SCVs to saturate this gold, and the drop is coming in once again. He's going to do a double prong drop. He's going to drop here, take out some pylons, and he's going to drop in the mineral line as well. High Templar coming in, feedbacks the medevac. That medevac is dead, and these units are dead in the water. They're almost really, well, they're really red to begin with, and some zealots are going to get warped in. Lots of probes being killed, though. These Marines and Marauders did not get dealt with, and they were able to be lifted off and ran out of here. Marines were still issued the command to go and try to get in that medevac, which there was no room for, so they just stood around there and looked kind of stupid. But, yeah, we got Archon, Immortal, Sentry, Zealot, and a couple High Templars. Storm is not done. It is on the way. It's about 95% done, and +3 armor. That is going to make these Zealots really impervious to any gunshots that the Marauders or the Marines have. Ghosts are on the field, though, and if you can get off a couple good EMPs, that is going to nullify a lot of the Archon or Sentry or High Templar usage, as well as the Immortal. If that Immortal gets EMP'd, his Hardened Shield is going to be gone. Hardened Shields, of course, reduces damage. Any damage over 10 gets reduced down to 10 while that shield is still active. So Marauders, instead of doing 20 damage, only do 10. A scan comes down. He's got a couple ghosts here that he does have separately hotkeyed, and this is very, very Masters level play. A lot of players, and even myself, tend to actually accidentally group my ghosts in with all of my army. And what that means is that if you give issues to your army, then your ghosts run in, they try to EMP, and they don't. Here we go with some EMPs. This Archon gets EMP'd. Wow, that's a lot of Zealots. Even the Sentry gets hit a little bit. A couple Sentries getting really ballsy here, but no, they are going to retreat. Looking at the supply tab, we've got 183 supply to 176 in favor of the Terran. EMPs go off. All of these Zealots are shieldless, and Spinmove's in a lot of trouble. Very nice split here by Sword and Shield. That means these Archons are not going to be doing as much damage as they can, but a couple of these Archons did not get hit with EMPs. So, yeah, they're going to be still doing full damage, and Spinmove is actually breaking through this. I did not see this coming. Sword and Shield must have some units somewhere else. He's not doing a drop anywhere right now, but I don't know. His supply is 20 up. If we look at the units tab, he's got about 11 SCVs up on Spinmove, but he's just taken that 4th base. It is finished. It's already in orbital command. Looks like these medevacs are going to get taken out. I did not expect that. That, I believe, was a lot to do with this Protoss armor. With 3 armors, these Zealots were just absorbing so much damage, and it allowed the Archons to get in close and just deal a ton of damage. But it's hard to call this game right now and really say who's in the lead. If we look at the units lost tab, it's fairly similar, so there's really no indication on what's going on there. Of course, they have been really even on income throughout this whole game. 1900 to 2200, of course, that is the mules and the SCVs. Spinmove has recently produced some more probes, and has gotten his saturation up to a good level. He could use a few more here and there, but that is pretty good. And it looks like he's just adding on his 7th and 8th gas. That's going to allow him to produce a lot of gas-heavy units, and he's still got about 1,500 or 2,500 gas here left in his main geysers. So if he wants to get some Colossi and High Templar going, he's going to be able to. Warp Prism coming out, as well as a Dark Shrine, and just pumping out those gateways. How many gateways does he have so far? Wow, that's a lot of gateways. That's a lot of gateways, guys. Yeah. Drop here coming in. It's going to do a little bit of damage. It picked off a couple pylons, but then it's just going to get out. One of the medevacs did get picked off from the High Templar feedback, but still doing a little bit of damage. Just keeping the Protoss player on his toes. Not really sure how I feel about these gateway positioning. It's very susceptible to some kind of counter attack up here. Another drop. This is one thing that Protoss players are really scared of, is the amount of drop play that a good Terran can play or can use. Of course, that Marine did see that that Warp Prism, so I'm sure he's not going to be caught off guard by whatever is going to happen. Which, of course, we know it's going to be Dark Templars being